Hey love, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queen. I am in my 40s. I got laid off my corporate 9 to 5 job while starting my healing journey. I'm an only child. I'm a childhood trauma survivor. I am starting content creation and starting my business. And through it all, God has never left me. And I'm so happy that you're here watching my journey. Let's keep each other inspired. And I feel like that to me is a big part of my journey is serving, even if it's just me giving one person hope to start their healing journey or maintain it. I feel like I have done my job. Okay. So let me bring y'all a little bit closer because I really want to have a real conversation today. Growing up an only child did have its challenging moments because I remember when I would play with my friends outside and I had to be inside before the street lights came on. If you know, you know. Let me know in the comments if you know about the street lights. So when I got inside the house, though, it was just me. It was just me refined to my bedroom, watching TV, listening to the radio. I could not leave the bedroom because the stepdad that I had, he was just a mean guy. I'm just keeping it real, right? This is a real conversation, real talk Friday, okay? And I'm like, okay, so I never was like in the family room, like how other kids could be like in the family room watching a movie together or hanging out, or maybe someone's in the kitchen attached to the family room. It was just really weird. And I don't know why my mom allowed that. And here I am out in my 40s, and we talked about it a little bit when I started my healing journey. Like those things were not normal. And I have to remember that she was young herself, she wasn't the age she is now that she is, that I'm having these conversations with her. But you know what? I forgive her. Yes, I did. And we had that conversation as well. But that's going to be another video. Let me know if you guys want to know more about that. But yeah, real time, it's the 4th of July. So growing up, my mom really never had friends and family members like visit us like during holidays or just to hang out or any dinner parties. I grew up in an apartment complex, but I feel like that's still not an excuse. Yeah, we did go over to family members' house and sometimes her friend's house, but for the most part, we didn't have visitors inside of our home. And here I am today, and I'm married. I actually married my high school sweetheart. We've been married for quite a while now, and I'm so blessed for that. And I tell my family and friends that he's an angel that God sent me. Okay, I just really feel that. I do, and I'm not mad at it. But I we didn't really have dinner parties at our home or have like family over to our home even now. And I'm like, why not? But since I started my healing journey, I'm leaning into wanting to do more of those things. There are certain things in my house that I do want to fix up. So before I got laid off my 9 to 5, I started to I don't know, kind of fix up some things in our home. Like we got new floors, new windows, new roof, and it had to pause when I got laid off my 9 to 5. I did not want to diminish our savings account just to try to make my house look pretty. I wanted to lean into being appreciative of, having our home and leaning into the things that we did have and appreciating that what God has blessed us with, if I can be honest. Definitely do want to, fix up the kitchen. It needs a facelift, and also like the bathrooms in our home. And I do want to invite friends and family over to have like dinner parties, cookouts, and because I like to be around people now. When I grew up an only child, I always isolated myself. And I think it was because of the childhood trauma that I was going through. And starting my healing journey, I'm realizing that I'm no longer isolating myself like I used to. Even when people would try to have conversations with me, my answers were so short but sweet. And I'm like, oh my. And I can tell like the conversations are totally different now. I'm leaning into being more open, having more conversations, letting people know how I think. I would just sit there and just kind of like nod my head and listen to the conversation, not really have any input. But the more that I'm healing, the more that I'm finding like who I am becoming. And I am a late bloomer. When I say I'm late, I am late, y'all. Okay. There's a lot of things I am just not aware of. Social media, for one. It wasn't until I started my healing journey and I heard a whisper from God that told me to get into social media and share my story. And when I first got on social media, if I can be honest, I wasn't on there as a content creator. I was just on there just like, sharing my picture of the day or what I ate, and, stuff like that. And as time went on, I transitioned into becoming a content creator and sharing my journey because I feel that sharing my story, my testimony matters, and your story matters too, love. Okay? Yes. I'm over here drinking my water as I am basting in the sun, which I am not complaining. It feels so good out here, y'all. I'm in the Midwest, so we get more cold than hot. So it's really nice because it's kind of cooling down here. Mm, the water is so refreshing. We went to the movies today. We seen a back-to-back movie. We seen Jurassic Park. I think it's called The Rebirth. Very actionable. I am not really big on sci-fi because I'm an overthinker and I ask a lot of questions. I'm like, I just don't understand it. But this movie caught my attention and I was actually able to follow. And then 10 minutes after that, we went to go see Formula One. That's the shirt that I have on it. He has been a Formula One fan ever since like we were in high school, y'all. Yes. And I was actually in the mall with my aunt and I came across these shirts. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to get this. And then the movie came out. I'm like, what a perfect time, right? To wear the shirts. Going back to the story of growing up, not really having, visitors over our house, even myself, not really having visitors over or inviting people over, feel like, for example, I have two aunts. Okay, so one of my aunts, I was talking to her yesterday, and sorry, I'm wiping the sweat above my lip. Okay, so I was talking to my aunt yesterday, and she was checking on me to see how I was doing. Both of our birthday months is the month of June, so she was like, "I'm sorry I haven't met up with you yet to give you your present," and I'm like, "That's totally fine. I'm sure we'll find time to meet up." And I know you've been working a lot, and I've been busy, so we'll find time. So she followed by telling me that she was having a cookout at her home and she was fixing the area in her backyard for like the kids. And I'm like, okay, never does she invite myself, hubby and kiddos over. This is something that she really never has done though. Like she will have something at her house and she'll invite like her friends, but not per se family. And I'm just like, why is this? And I think by me starting my healing journey, I'm starting to see a lot of things that I really didn't pay attention to before, or maybe I thought, I don't like to use the word normal, but I'm going to use it here. I thought it was normal, okay? But to me, I'm like, well, I thought family, is supposed to spend time together, and stuff like that. But I didn't say anything to her. I'm like, I hope you have an amazing time, and I know your food's going to be great. And I just, played it off like that. But yeah, so I am finding myself instead of thinking what people should do, I guess I should say, just leaning into the family that I have, my husband and my kiddos, and making the best what we have together. Making new memories, new experiences, and that's what it's about. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. But what I do know is I'm going to maintain this healing journey that I'm on. And I really enjoy the content creation part of it all and chatting with you guys. And this part of my life is very special to me because you guys are watching my growth. You guys may be healing with me. You just may be here to watch my journey. But I really want to let you know that if this is something relatable to you, I want you to know that God is your go-to, okay? And what I mean by that is I didn't grow up in the church, okay? I'm just gonna be honest, but I've always had a relationship with God, even like before my own relationship from the little bit that I did know. And it wasn't until I started my healing journey that I really leaned into having a closer relationship with him because I was going through a lot of different emotions during my healing journey. I mean, while I was setting boundaries, I was losing family members, I was losing friends, just to be honest. And that to me was a hard pill to swallow. But what I'm realizing is sometimes the journey that you are on and the people that you meet, they're only in your life for that season for a reason. And I used to hear people say that, but when you actually witness that and you go through that, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay. Y'all let me know If you know what I'm talking about when I say people are in your life for a season and for a reason, okay? Letting God lead your life and leaning into him when you don't know what to do, when you have worry, because God doesn't give you the spirit of fear, the spirit of worry. He really doesn't. He doesn't want you to be worried. He wants you to figure it out and get closest to your purpose that he has for you as possible. I really believe that. I really do. I know some days in this waiting season is very challenging because I just want to get to the destination. If I get to that destination too quick, I'll miss everything before the learning experience and everything. So I am still working on my patience, y'all, because I know that the best is ahead for us, okay? And when I say us, I'm talking about you, my love, and myself, because we are in this together. And I believe that nobody has a perfect life, but we are trying to make the best of it the best way that we know, and that's why I really like leaning into inspiring each other because that means so much. There's some people that don't have anybody to talk to. And sometimes using the internet is their go-to because they don't want to talk to their family. They don't want to talk to their friends. They just want to go to a source that nobody knows them and that they feel safe. And I believe that this is definitely a safe place. I want to grow this community of inspiring each other, keeping each other uplifted, and keeping it relatable and authentic as much as I can. Okay? Yes, my love. I hope this encourages you to keep living your best life because, yes, you matter, my love. I'm gonna go ahead and stop rambling because I would just go on and on. So yeah, some of my kiddos want to go see the fireworks later, and then some are like, no, and I'm like, come on, they've only really seen the fireworks, if I can be honest, like probably 2 times. I know they're a little bit older now, but I mean, I don't know, but I may just still, go or just go with the one that wants to go. Because I think it's just a moment of spending time with family. It's not so much of if they don't like really enjoying the show, it's being together. Being together matters, having those conversations, making those memories, and that's definitely what it's about as well. If you have made it this far in this video, give your girl a thumbs up, all right? If you like this video, it really helps push my content out to YouTube and let them know how I'm doing. And go ahead and subscribe if you have not. I'd love for you to stick around. Let me know what other type of videos you guys like to have. I am here to serve you. Yes. And until then, I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye, love.